Affordable Art Fair, Spring 2026, Star at Lehigh Building, New York City. I was really looking forward to the fair and see how it would evolve at the new location. This was the first year at the Star at Lehigh, and it did not disappoint. With 90 galleries and artists from around the world, which, you know, if you checked out the preview article, the website over there, was definitely I was planning on being there about 3 hours, ended up being there actually 4, which didn't surprise me. But the fair itself, being on one floor this year, was a huge U shape, divided into 3 sections with obviously restrooms and 2 areas where you can take a break and one main dining area at the end of section C. As I stated in the preview article, and that was on the website, there was art. They had literally from almost every genre, except for one that I'm really starting to look forward to at every art show and art fair. Every single genre. There was one painting that as soon as I looked at it, if I would have had 9,200, I could have dropped it in a heartbeat. Now I realize that's a very high price considering it's called Affordable Art Fair. But I arrived on Saturday. The preview night was Tuesday, so it was like, no, not Tuesday, but with the preview night, the fair was over 4 days. It was 4 days long. So they had a specific wall under $1,000. By the time I arrived at 11 o'clock on Saturday, that wall was almost empty. And about halfway through my time there, I had stopped and went outside, smoked a cigarette, and people were definitely buying art. I saw several people there walking out with wrapped, and I'm talking large pieces of art. Now, the fair itself, it was a definite improvement in one major way. The aisles were wider. You could easily walk through, even when you had a larger crowd. You can easily walk through, stop, and look at each gallery and check out each artist. So the maneuverability factor seriously increased. And also with the new location, there was a lot of, the outside perimeter was all windows. So I was speaking with someone, it really lightened it, brightened everything up. And in the main dining area at the end of section C, you had a great view of the Hudson. Check out the photos for that one. Now, there were a few, I don't want to call them drawbacks, but I was speaking with one of the gallery reps when I was taking a break in the main dining area, and he said that one of the main things that he heard from attendees was it was almost too big. And when I thought about it from that aspect, I could kind of agree with him, where it's like by the time I did one lap, I'm like, okay, time to take a break, which does work to the advantage of the fair, because you're there for a little longer. So, and also the advantage of the attendees, where you're there a little longer and you have more of a chance to enjoy it. The other main thing, I'm probably in a serious minority here, is I actually spoke with some of the organizers about this. I would love to see, hopefully next year as it continues to evolve, more of the digital and computer art and a little more interactivity. There were some sculptures though. Like I said, the galleries and artists represented almost every genre you can imagine. By the way, in addition to that one painting, there were about 6 or 7 others I could have bought in half a heartbeat there. Not a problem. So they did a fantastic job overall. The next one, I believe, is in the fall of this year. If you have a chance and you're in New York City, with the ticket prices are very reasonable, affordable to almost everyone, and they did, by the way, they did do an excellent job with, excuse me, with the with the balance of being able to have a great event while keeping it affordable to almost everyone. Another advantage to this location is I don't know if you've ever been to the Running Terminal Market in Philly, but if you haven't, or something similar to it, where depending on where you live, as you walk through to the elevator, it was like a miniature food court area. So if you're there for a while, a few hours, especially with your kids, and you want to take a break, grab something to eat, you can easily go downstairs, grab a bite, sit there, take a break, and then go back up. Now on Saturday, they did have the attendance was very high on Saturday, but like I said, walking around, you really wouldn't notice it with the amount of space that they had. Overall, despite the suggestions I mentioned in this article, it's definitely worth your time and money to attend in fall or in 2027. Michael Phoenix, founder, staff, FireCity Illusion. To your family and friends, please, as always, continue to stay safe and wishing you only the best and much success in your lives.